I've been shooting twice or this I think three times live already. I don't know why. I don't have an audio right now. Hopefully this one will work. But anyways, let's proceed. It's so hard when you're doing it live. But anyways, I've been here. Welcome Dallas, Texas. I've been here for the past 3 weeks. The living in Dallas is way more expensive aside from the traffic. It's way more expensive, especially with the day-to-day uh, driving, the traffic. On top of the traffic, I realized there are some things that I was really surprised, and I should not be surprised eventually. Like for example, the haircut. The haircut would cost you what, $50, 32 give or take. In the Valley, Rio Grande Valley, they only have $15. Now, the other thing is when you go to your office, you have to pay for the parking. I've been spending, you need to have a budget between $10 to $25 depending on how many hours you're staying there. And well, on top of that, the traffic. That's the reason why if you can stay at home, you would rather work from home rather than go because the best typically here driving 15 to 20 minutes is normal. It's just usual. Compare in the province, you can get by less than 5-10 minutes. You're already from one place to another here because they are multiple cities and millions of populations are here. Those are just some of the adjustment. But what we are talking about, it is very important. It's very important that you have an emergency fund. An emergency fund, this is a 6 months, 3 to 6 months on your savings account of your bills. So for example, in where you used to live, you've been paying $10,000 monthly is your budget. So you need to have at least $30,000. Because when you move, you would have lump sum cost. For example, like my friend from Dallas, he moved to Maryland. He needs to pay the shipping, he pays U-Haul, he also have to pay the 1 month advance, 1 month deposit on his apartment. All of those things are emergency needed expenses. Then at the same time, he needs storage because he doesn't have, he has so many excess documents or furnitures. From 2 bedroom, he moved to a 1 bedroom. So he doesn't need a lot of those while he's selling them online. But anyways, with our daily recap, we're going to talk about in the morning we the submission of the tax return. This client, she has not submitted her tax return for the past 3 years. But the question she's asking, can she file everything online? Well, on our experience, what we are filing is the 2020 and 2021. That can be done electronically. For the past 2 years, we can e-file it, but on the 2019, we have to mail it. So we need to mail it to the IRS. So I went to the post office today. Then the refund, the day it will take for the refund to arrive is when you electronically file it. If you're receiving a refund, that will take 3 weeks. But if you submit it by mail, that could take 2 months or more. Then on the other hand, we also talk about our client was audited by the Department of Labor and the Internal Revenue Service. They have multiple ice cream locations. Now, the one employee that they've got, she stopped working from them, and then the husband, when they file their previous employee and the husband and wife, they filed the taxes together. And the problem, instead of the husband, he got used to getting a refund by himself, and now he ended up paying taxes, all only to find out that the wife received a 1099 and not W-2. But Chris, what's the difference? There's a big problem because they treated her as employee, but they paid them as contractor. There's something wrong with the relationship. Always remember, when you have an employee-employer relationship, I'm not a lawyer. That's why you have to click the link that we have for Legal Shield. But this is how the basic rule of thumb. If they sign an employee-employer relationship, they are most probably they are your employees. If any of this you control, remember the three T's as in Tom. If you control the time, tools, training, or any of those, it doesn't need to be everything all at the same time. It can just be one. If you control the time of your employee, the training of your employee and the tools that they're using, if you control any of that and their behavior, they might fall as employee. Because an employee, when you hire someone, whether it's part-time, regular, or seasonal, the employer's responsibility is to contribute Social Security and Medicare taxes together with the unemployment compensation in Texas. But if they are a contractor, they are responsible on paying those payroll taxes. And that's the problem. They hired the wife as an employee, but they pay them as a contractor. That's why the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, is auditing them for misclassification of employee. Why did they go to us? Because we've been doing their payroll. Out of maybe 10 people that they paid, 7 of them are employees, the 3 were like contractors, and the wife fell in that contractor. And they're arguing that the wife only worked part-time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they're part-time, full-time. You need to talk to your lawyer, Department of Labor. They have a hotline number so they can guide you well. Okay, next, we are going over with, I have a client from Colombia. Well, he stays here now in Texas, and he's planning to open up his business. It's more uh, selling, opening a restaurant because he wants to sell Colombian food. The problem with that is he's knocking doors with the investor. He's knocking door for the lending because of the financial aspects. The question, because he's seeking funding. So the question is, what do you need a financial planning? A financial planning, there are 5 components of financial planning. Number 1, required startup funds. Number 2, salaries and wages. You need to identify again, number 1, what is the startup funds? Number 2, what is the salaries and wages? What is the fixed operating expenses? The number 4 is projected sales forecast. And number 5, if you have any cash receipts and disbursements. Of course, if you're a lender or an investor, you want to know where will the money go, right? So, what is a required startup funds? You need to identify, especially your lender or your investor want to know how are you going to use the fund. If they're going to give you $1 million, how much to start a business. When we talk about starting a business, this includes the one down payment, one startup, 1 month deposit, 1 month advance to your landlord, together with the purchase of your furniture, equipment. At the same time, your signage. If there are any paintings that need to be done to the store, are you going to purchase table, refrigerator, kitchen appliances? Those are the startup. Also, registering your business, there's an administrative. Are you going to hire a lawyer or accountant to do that? Those are startup costs because you only incur them one time. Next is salaries and wages. There are manpower involved, especially if you're a service industry like massage therapies or even home health. What are the salaries and wages you're going to pay? Number 3, you also need to have fixed operating expenses. After all the things has been settled and you've been operating, how much is the monthly cost? That includes the rent, how much is the insurance, how much are the monthly utilities. Then number 4, projected sales forecast. It's not just all about expenses. They're looking for your income. They're not talking about just the gross sales. They're talking about the net. Do you have a high net profit margin? Yes, you make 1 million, but if your expenses is 2 million, that's not a good profit margin. The good profit margin is 30% and above. When you make 1 million, your expenses should not be more than 700,000. It should not be even more than half million for your business to be profitable. Then number 5, cash receipts and disbursements. Well, they're asking, are you receiving cash for your services? Are you reimbursing clients when they complain to your product or your item or even the service? Do you do that? So those are the 5 components of the financial plan. All of this, whatever you do, whether you're looking for the grant, whether you're looking for an investor or for lenders, anything that you're going to do, you need to have a healthy financial planning from your profit and loss and then your balance sheet. All right. If you like this channel, again, before I end up, by the way, Dallas, Texas, for small business owners out there, we are going to have our soft launching in Westin, Dallas, right next to Galleria. Galleria Tower is my office. We are inviting everyone. Those are existing business owners or maybe that would like to Startup a business. This is a RSVP required. We're going to have business networking. Bring your business cards, bring your dreams, then share and collaborate with us. All right, this is going to be on August 23, 6 p.m. We are giving raffles and giveaways. I hope to see you soon on our networking event. Again, I'm Chris Waikoko to 2022 Business Person of the Year in South Texas because I founded the virtual tax and bookkeeping service solution, Waiko Tax. If you like this content, please click share and subscribe today. Stay safe. Bye.